So I'm just going to go over a quick process for how you strop a blade. This is the Knives Plus Green Rouge saturated strop. It has fine leather and then green rouge on top. That's, you know, it's permeated into that leather. Now on my blade, what I'll do is after I'm done whetstone sharpening it, I mean you could probably just use a normal grinder too, but I prefer whetstone because I get a much finer result personally. There's some sharpeners that you can spend a lot of money on where you're getting a really nice edge, and you don't have to worry about the manual, till and pitch that you have to go through in order to make sure that they're consistent on both sides. But regardless, when you get to the point where you need to strop it, you'll go against the blade, right, backwards. I'm just keeping it at that general angle that I had sharpened it with. And you're just dragging it back against it so that way it straightens out any of those slight imperfections. And it also polishes that blade. When I'm done with this, you just almost don't need to even put any pressure on it because of that green rouge. And also, if you put too much pressure on it, you're not going to get as fine an edge because you're bending it against the will of the blade, I guess. If that's what you want to call it. And then onto the backstroke right there. And you'll know if you're kind of doing a crappy job because your rouge is gonna have marks in it. Like, I don't know if you can see that, but I got a little bit of a wonky angle, and it pulled it. So you want to try to. Your rouge will tell you if you're doing a good enough job. You'll also be able to tell if you have too much rouge that's further up your blade or it's not getting shiny enough. That might be an indicator that you're using a little bit too much force and also have the wrong angle, right? So you'll just do this 5-10 times. It depends. You can easily turn a pretty crappy sharpening job into a mediocre sharp blade with a strop. It kind of guards you a little bit, but if you do a really good job on the sharpening of the blade and then you strop it in addition with that, then you're going to have a very sharp blade. And this one, at this point, I have the phone in my hand, so I can't really tell you, or show you rather, but this is hair whittling sharp. I mean, I had stropped it and sharpened it before, or sharpened it and then stropped it, and it cuts hair right off my arm, like a razor would. So definitely worth buying a strop. I would recommend probably stropping your blade. If you use it regularly, I would strop it at least once a week. You might try a little bit more if you use it more, and you might be able to get away with a little bit less. But just remember that ultimately, how well your blade lasts and how dependable it is really depends on the upkeep. You can't just cut through cardboard and papers and packages and wood and things like that day in and day out and not expect your blade to get dull. So take care of your blades, buy a strop, and it'll get your blades a little bit further. Usually, if I strop my blades every week, then usually I can go about 3 to 5 months between sharpening, just depending on what I'm doing with that blade. So definitely something to consider if you don't have a sharpener or anything concrete like a decent sharpening kit, like a Lansky or something like that, to get the edge that you want, and you're just running it through your can opener, little ceramic thing at the end. I would recommend against that because normally with can openers, normally they have steel, and it'll wear the edge away and take more material away. And with ceramic, it's too fine that if you really ding your blade, you're probably not going to get the results that you want. It's going to take you a while to pass it through there. So, get a nice sharpening set, get a good strop about once a week, sharpen it every 3 to 5 months, and your blades will last a long time and be very dependable.